Hello, friends. Our hope with this ministry is that the messages connect the gospel with the deepest parts of your heart to give you some encouragement. If we've been successful with that, we're wondering if we could ask for your help in connecting the gospel with other people's hearts. We're asking for your help in funding 2 weeks of this ministry. A generous donor family has agreed to match dollar for dollar any financial contributions that come into the ministry through June 16th up to $5,000, which would fund 2 weeks of this ministry. You can click on the link in this post to double your gift. Thanks for your prayerful consideration. God's blessings on your day.
I preached recently on an account in the Bible, a story of a character that no one in my church had really heard of before. It was a story of Mephibosheth. Now, in case you're in the market for a baby name that just rolls off the tongue, I suggest Mephibosheth. And if post-production they didn't put that name up there, that hand gesture looks really weird. Mephibosheth is a story of a man who is the grandson of King Saul. Now, King Saul fell out of favor with God. He rebelled against the Lord. God removed his favor and protection from King Saul. King Saul ends up dying in battle. His son, Jonathan, dies in battle. And that means that Mephibosheth, grandson, is basically next in line for the throne. So now he's on the run because people might be hunting him. He's 5 years old, and his nurse picks him up, and as she's running away with him, she drops young Mephibosheth. He lands so awkwardly and violently, he becomes crippled in both of his legs his entire life. Now think about it. Neither one of those things were his fault. It wasn't his fault that his grandfather turned evil and now he lost his finances, his home, his life, his security. It wasn't his fault that his nurse dropped him and now he has a physical impairment that was on him, but yet he's dealing with all of that pain. Why does God make us have to deal with the mistakes of other people? And maybe that's what you're going through in your life right now. Maybe you've got a physical impairment that actually happened to you because of someone else who's distracted driving on their phone or drunk driving, or a loved one of yours is in a hospital bed or in a wheelchair or crutches or recovering. Maybe for you, you have abandonment. The people of your life left you, maybe not through death, maybe you are struggling with that, but maybe they just left you. And now because of their mistake, you don't have a home like you should have, financial security like you should have. Why do we have to shoulder the burden and weight of other people's mistakes? What do you do? Well, if you're feeling that way, simply go to Jesus. Go to Christ, who knows exactly what it is like to have people abandon him. Jesus' own disciples who vowed, never, Jesus, will we ever leave you, and yet they were gone. They bailed him. He knows what that feels like. Jesus' earthly father wasn't here after he was a young teen. We don't know if it's through death or what happened to him, but Jesus knows earthly what it's like to not have loved ones that are there in your family. Jesus hanging on the cross knows what it's like to have God the Father not be there, as his own Father in heaven forsook him. Why? So that Jesus can forgive you, so that Jesus can heal you of any pain, any problem that's in your life when you give that over to him. So no matter what you are wearing in your life, don't shoulder it yourself. Jesus says, come to me when you're weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Jesus promises you rest, peace for your heart and for your life. So give it to Jesus. Trust in him, and you can find peace.